Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Call of Duty Bobby Invitational. We've got an epic season of CDM coming up, and so we thought, let's get you guys all prepared with a little taste of what's to come. I'm your host, Infinity. Let's have fun. And I'm joined by the man himself, as always, the namesake for the channel, the biggest celebrity in Call of Duty Mobile, is Bobby Plays.
I appreciate you joining me today. Very excited for this. This is something I've wanted to run for a long time. Obviously, everybody's excited for COD Mobile Esports to get back up and running. Got CDM on the way. We got Garena that's already happening. Their Masters tournament's happening right now. And hopefully some news for COD Mobile Champs on the way pretty soon as well. So obviously, anybody that's watching right now should be excited for it. And obviously, we're getting another opportunity to showcase the best of the best. So very, very excited for today's event and what COD Mobile Esports has coming up.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time, right? I mean, we've got CDM returning for the second time with its new format, right? Obviously, it became the CDM Major towards the end of last season. So this is kind of the second go at that newish format in the spring 2026 season. There's a lot of changes, though, for CDM. And of course, the big one is that it's expanded in a massive way, Bobby. We not only have the kind of regular suspects, the usual suspects from last season, but we also have a ton of new, or should we say not so new names to the league. Garena, the Middle East, LATAM, a ton of new teams involved in this year's competition.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see, and once again, more opportunities for newer talent to get a chance to prove themselves. I think especially, like you said, looking at the Middle East and looking at India, we've got two pretty much brand new teams being introduced out of India. A lot of players going to be showcased in the event from there, and a lot of players from the Middle East going to get an opportunity. Obviously, we saw a lot of those guys participating in Saudi E-League last year, but definitely a very different environment here in Cdbi and also in CDM. So going to be very fun to see. We're going to take a look at our captains real quick just to give you guys an idea of who's going to be drafting our teams. It is, once again, going to be 8 captains, 32 players that they're drafting from in double elimination all the way through. As you can see, we got Aerith, Dazi, Cisco, Ganeth, Space, Little B, Vague, and Tyrese. This time around, we wanted to make sure every single captain was a content creator, especially since every single player that they're going to be drafting from is a pro player. We wanted to make things as even as possible.
Yeah, of course. And these are the usual suspects, right? Everybody knows these guys. These are pretty much the selection of captains that you guys get every single tournament, more or less. And they're always a really kind of fun time to have, especially, you know, we talked about newer names coming into the scene, right? I mean, Ganeth was one that we talked about in our last tournament. Having him back as a captain is really fun once again. And then, of course, you got your big names like Aerith, and I hate to say it, but Little B is a big name as well. He's in there. It's just a real fun time. And always, it's a fun time to see what these content creators cook up in terms of their teams, because these guys are going to get to draft from 32 players that will be competing in CDM. So if we could bring those players up, we can kind of bring everybody into the idea of like, what players are these guys going to be drafting from? Because it isn't going to be everybody from CDM, Bobby. It's going to be a selection of teams that will be competing in CDM.
Yeah, so I know this is going to be questions that a lot of people have. Number one, yes, we invited everybody that we possibly could. We invited the Chinese teams. We invited the Garena teams. Unfortunately, with Garena Masters happening right now, the majority of the Garena players were not able to commit, and CDM players do have some restrictions on what events they're able to participate in. So the majority of Garena and the Chinese players will not be able to join. Couple of exceptions. We do have a couple players from TSM that were willing to join in AG, Jibby, and Yato. AG especially dropped a 70 bomb the other day in Garena Masters, so I'm excited to see what he can do in this environment. And we got a couple people that not playing in CDM this season, but players will recognize them from past seasons in AO, RAF, and Cartels. I think we may have one. Oh, yeah, we also have Kings who's playing as well. So those guys are going to be competing in NA, but we wanted to give them an opportunity to go head-to-head with the rest of these guys. Obviously, a lot of people you'll recognize from Godlike, from OUG, and then from a lot of the newer rosters from both Middle East and from India.
Yeah, shout out to Cosmo. We want to give some love to Cosmo. He's qualified for CDM this season. He's going to be participating in today's tournament as well, so I'm excited to see where he gets drafted. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of these players that are new to CDM are going to compete, like how they're going to perform, right? I mean, felines like Rebel, Cosmo, Luigi, those players. I'm really looking forward to seeing how HF gets on, Bobby, because that's the team from Saudi Arabia. Obviously, you mentioned the Saudi E-League and, the competitions they've got going out there in the Middle East. I think we're going to be surprised by how good that team is going to be in CDM. I hope at the least we're going to be positively surprised by them. I'm excited to see where they get drafted today. So that's a look at all our players then. We can talk a little bit about the teams as they get drafted. But without any further ado, I think we should probably get going with the draft here, Bobby, if we are all ready. If everybody is ready.
Yeah.
Where are we at? We got all the players?
I think we should be good to go down to the captain's VC and get things started.
Alrighty, let's do that. Let's hop into captains. Let's see what these guys have got to say for themselves.
Wait, never mind.
Alrighty.
Yo! What's
All right, break down the audio. All right.
Oh my god. Why do we have Shaun the Sheep in the... That's probably a very British reference that no one's going to get. Alrighty. How are we doing, folks? Are we ready to draft some players for the Cdbi?
Aye.
What is Cdbi?
Call of Duty Bobby Invitational. It's what you're playing in.
Wait, really?
I love it, bro.
Alrighty, it's good to see that we are just as organized as we always are. So to give everybody an idea of how the draft order is going to work here, and I will not get this wrong this time. I will make sure everybody is in the correct order. It is going to be a snake draft, so we're going to go through 1 through 8, and then we're going to go back up through 8 through 1. We're going to start off with Space, go to Tyrese, Dozzy, Aerith, Vague, Little B, Ganif, and then Cisco, and then back up again. Have you
Wait,
guys
so I'm
got
second?
the list of players?
Damn, bro.
You are second, Tyrese.
Okay.
Dang, I'm third?
Damn, bro.
Hey, listen, you guys got some good players to pick from, all right? I don't want to hear no complaints here. All right, so we're going to get this going, and then we're going to chat a little bit about each player, all the picks, as we always do. I said, Space, you got the first pick, bud. If he's going to unmute himself, I don't know if he's spoken so far, Space. Are you here? Is he here? He is here. Alrighty, Space.
Bro.
Pick your first pick for the first ever CDBI.
Ooh, where's the thing?
Look at
It's on the Bobby
the
stream.
broadcast.
Oh, hold on, let me pull up. I'm pulling up right now.
Yep, this is as organized as ever.
Yeah,
the
this is
laptop
about
back
what
to
I
sleep.
expected. All right, let's get it.
Alrighty, Space. Who do you got?
Hold on, I'm almost there.
Can we take Space's first pick away? Can we go down?
Oh,
Can we
no,
give it to
no,
somebody else?
please, I need this, please. Let me get a Tectonic.
God dang it, bro.
Good pick, good pick.
Alrighty,
Gonna get him,
Tectonic, a pick one. He's back with OUG
We're
this
trying to go
season,
back to
Bobby.
back. We're trying to go back to back.
Again?
Alrighty, yeah, Bobby, OUG, Tectonic, out first pick of the draft.
Nothing surprising there. Former teammates. Tectonic's always one of the best players in whatever region he's playing in. So I would say that one's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, he is back in China. We're actually working on getting the event fully played on the esports version. We got access to it. So assuming that we can get accounts for the content creators, it should be interesting. We'll kind of oscillate back and forth on server picks as well. So just a little bit of extra information for you guys here, if that's going to influence your picking at all as far as the regions you're going to.
Alrighty, well, Tech is a pretty flexible player, so I think that's a great pick to kick things off for sure. Alrighty, Tyrese, we're happy you got the second pick, mate. Are you ready for it?
Cartels.
Oh my god.
Wait, what was the pick? I didn't hear that.
Cartels.
Cartels, brother. These OUG or ex-OUG players, they're going straight away. Cartels. I mean, dude, the performance that Cartels had in the last season of CDM, he was phenomenal. I think it was probably the best we've seen him play in a really long time. So I'm not surprised that he's going second, Bobby.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of people that were surprised he wasn't even playing with OUG this season, but I think he's going to tear it up regardless of where he is. So no question, solid pick right there.
Alrighty, Cartels go seconds. That's Tech and Cartels off the board. Dozzy, you've still got some phenomenal players to pick from.
I'm big AO ref.
All right, dude, what is going on? Listen, I just want to be clear, all right? Bobby and I, we are totally objective here, right? There is no bias whatsoever. The fact that some OUG players have gone first, or actually, it's nothing to do with us, all right? We're totally unbiased here. That being said, Raph has been pretty damn good, Bobby. He's the only player to ever drop a nuke in CDM. He's a great third pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's been grinding too. I know he's been pretty much streaming every single day, so there's no question he's been getting lots of hours in on COD Mobile. He's definitely one of those players that when he gets hot, he's untouchable, but sometimes he hits some lulls, so we'll see what he can do in the event.
Alrighty, so that's 3 players gone. That's 3 NA-based players out of the draft. Surely, for pick number 4, Aerith, we're not going to have somebody from NA, right?
Wait, hello.
Hello?
Hello. You have 4th
Would I
pick.
be able to get like some information on the players that like I'm not really familiar with?
Do you have a
wanna
specific
know?
question? Most of the players you're
Honestly,
not
there's so
familiar
many-
with are probably from the 2nd and 3rd seeds from India and from Middle East.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. Okay. Wait. So it's Tech, Raf, and Cartels that were picked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Hmm. Could I get? Damn. Could I get Kings?
You can get Kings.
Dude, honestly,
you,
all right,
thank
again,
you.
I'm just going to keep repeating this
My bad.
disclaimer.
I will get Kings. Thank you.
All right.
Alrighty. Listen, that's totally understandable. Kings is, again, it's such a great player. He is easily one of the best players on this board. And it's just not a surprise. He's great. He's great at what he does. It's good to have him here. And it's a great 4th pick, Bobby.
Yeah, no question. I think there were a lot of people surprised he didn't get picked up for OUG as well, and especially in the World Championships last year. I think he had one of the highest overall KDs in the World Championship. So it's not surprising to see him go early. I will say, for those of you who still have draft picks, everybody for Godlike is still on the board.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say.
Obviously, OUG's got some good players, but there's some pretty high level talent that has not been touched yet.
Yeah, for sure. There's some, and from like Garena as well. Like there's some good names here on the board still to go. So even if you're not maybe familiar with some of the newer names joining CDM this season, there's still a lot of good players on the board. With that said, then Vague is next up. Vague. Oh wait, he's not here. He doesn't get to pick because he's not even here once again. So Bobby, I think that means we get to pick for Vague, right?
Yeah. Should we draft like somebody that he isn't gonna know at all?
Here's the thing, right? I'm kind of stuck here between 2 different options. The first one is we could do the generally entertaining thing and put him with like a bees, right? We could do the good thing. We can give him a bees, and obviously that would make him a good team. But I think it would be more funny to give him somebody from one of the newer teams, like somebody from like HF or something like that. You know?
Yeah, honestly, there's like some cracked out players on HF. Pretty much. So for those of you who don't know, I believe Khalid, Talal, Nuke, all from HF. Is that Neil from EU? I don't know how Neil snuck into the I don't know how he snuck into the player pool. Obviously, Neil's a fantastic player as well. I think he may have played alongside them in Saudi E-League, and that's how he ended up in here. So a little bit of an outside CDM pick, but an opportunity there as well.
Alrighty, I'm waiting to see what chat is saying. Is chat giving us any ideas? We know what chat's gonna say. We know what chat wants Vague to have on their team. Should we just give them what they want? Should we do it?
Yeah, we should do it.
Yeah. Alrighty. A Vague is taking a bees. It makes sense. It's what he wants. It's what everyone wants. Vague and a bees are on the same team for CDBI. All right, that's a bees off the board. Next up on the draft will be Little B.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know half these names, not gonna lie.
Then pick one you know.
Yo, you should get Luigi, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I might just go on full YOLO. I can't lie, I might have to, I don't know. I'll pick Viper.
All right.
Alrighty. I mean, look, we talked about the godlike players still being on the board. It would kind of make sense that all of those players, or at least the majority of those players, would be off the board by the first round of the draft, Bobby.
Yeah, I figured, especially a Bees and Viper, I think probably the two most versatile players out of that roster. So I figured, obviously, we were the ones that drafted a Bees, but no question, one of the most consistent players on that godlike squad. Seeing Viper go soon after, not too terribly surprising either. So All right, rare, solid, good pick for Little B.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you talk about his versatility, right? A player that has run the SMG, the AR in the past, and of course has been a sniper rifle, which is something we'll be talking about as we get into CDM, which is the fact that obviously, the marksman role is now 2 roles, right? It's the marksman and it's the sniper role. So Viper could be a really good fill for that sniper role here in CDBI. All right, Viper's off the board. That's 2 godlike players down. Ganif, little less to work with here for your first pick.
I want to get Prevail.
Prevail. All right. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if we're going to go anywhere straight afterwards. Wait, is Prevail on the board?
Yep.
He is?
Between Neil
Where is
and
he?
Seven.
Oh, I see him. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have him in my notes. All right, yeah, that's a great pick. Again, I mean, you talk about godlike players being on the board. Prevail, I would have said Prevail or Warden next would probably be the next one to go. It just makes sense, right? You want a shotgun player to play with, Prevail's the guy.
Yeah, no question about it. Very, very consistent once again. And also with the roles moving a little bit more away from being sniper dominant, you don't necessarily need to prioritize having 2 top snipers on your team. You really just need 1. So Rail's going to be able to fill a lot of those other roles really well.
Good job on the Prevail pick. Alrighty, cool. So now we go to Cisco for the final pick of the first round of this draft. A lot of big names off the board. There's still some good ones to go, though, Cisco.
I get to pick twice though, right?
You do.
You do,
Just
yes.
do it one at a time.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll get Warden.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I mean, again, it makes sense, right, Warden? You gotta pick him. He's on the board.
Don't worry, my second pick is good.
Okay.
Alrighty, his second pick is good. I mean, Warden's a great first pick, right, Bubba?
Oh no, yeah, no question. I was expecting him to go Garena with the first pick because I figured some regional solidarity right there with him being our only Garena captain. But he's got another pick to follow it up, so we'll see what he's got.
Yeah, just before the second pick comes through, here's just a reminder of how the first round has gone. Tech went to Space, Cartels to Tyrese, Raf to Dozzy, Kings to Arif, Abiz to Vague, Viper to Little B, Prevail to Ganif, and Cisco has just chosen Warden as his first pick. So, Cisco, who do you got for second?
Khaled.
Khaled! Alrighty!
Ooh.
I love that. I was waiting to see who's going to pick the first player from Saudi Arabia. Khaled is the first one off the board. I absolutely love that pick.
Yeah, definitely big time sleeper pick right there, I would say as well. But he is a phenomenal player, very versatile, was amazing in Saudi E-League. And I think he's somebody that could surprise a lot of people. Once again, my bigger surprise right there, the fact that Cisco did not take a Garena player with either of his first 2 picks. So I would say some very underrated Garena players still on the board right now.
100%. 100%. Yeah, those Team Star Magic players, I think they're really valuable on the board. So you'll need to keep that in mind here as we fill out the rest of the second round of this draft. Alrighty, we are snaking back up here. Cisco just got his second pick. That means, Ganif, you are right back to your pick here, bud.
Give me Solo.
Solo. Alrighty. Not a bad pick by any stretch of the imagination. Solo returning to OUG from last season. Bobby, he was great on OUG last season. I think he's a really good pick for the second round of the draft.
Yeah, and once again, he's a guy that's just going to kind of bring the energy. He's somebody that'll keep the comms up. So it just a kind of a catalyst for whatever roster that he's on. Obviously, a very solid SMG as well, but I think definitely a player that you can't really go wrong with at any point in any draft.
Yeah, there's a shotgun-heavy team forming over in Team Ganif at the moment with Prevail and Solo on the roster. So, hey, listen, you're not falling short of any good shotgun players for sure, Ganif. All right, Solo, that's a great second pick. Little B, you picked really well on your first, mate. Are you going to do just as well on your second?
Bobby, did you tweet out all the Garena teams and the rosters on the Esports channel, or is it or Esports Twitter page? I'm trying to find it.
If you want to go look things up, you can do it after your second pick.
Oh, dude, I don't know these names, bro.
You don't know any of these names?
I mean, I know, dude, half of them I don't know, to be honest with you.
All right, so what about the half you do know?
Bro, isn't easy to go? I swear, that name.
I literally just said he dropped 70 in Garena Masters the other day.
Oh, that's why. Okay, let me get him real quick. Let me
Okay.
get that guy
All right,
real
what's
quick.
what's
Because
the
I was
pick?
like, I
Lock in the
saw that
pick.
guy.
AG.
Yeah, easy.
AG?
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. That's not a bad pick. I mean, he's literally played for Stalwart in the past, right? So
Mhm.
it just makes sense that AG's the guy you pick out. That's
Yeah.
a really good pick coming out of Garena.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the players that I kind of figured would go in the first round. So maybe a little bit of a sleeper pick for a little bit once again. That roster actually starting to fill out, and we'll see what he can do in a CDBI tournament setting. Obviously, a little bit different from Garena Masters, and I believe this is his first Bobby Plays event that he's playing in. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Alrighty. All right, AG's off the board. That means you and I, Bobby, we get to pick once again for Vague. We played up to the crowd. We gave the people what they wanted for the first round pick. Abiz is playing alongside Vague. How nice are we being on the second?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I feel like if you and I are drafting the best possible team, then Vague's actually at an advantage because we know these players better than any of the captains do. So I feel like we've got to throw a little bit of a curveball and not necessarily pick like our definitive number one pick, but also fit somebody that would pick somebody that would fit, you know?
Yeah. I kind of want to throw Threezy in there, to be honest. Right? He's the new player on OUG coming in this season from Garena.
I think Freezy's too good.
You think Free? Oh, you think we're being too nice? All right.
I think we're being too nice.
Back down. Okay.
No,
what about
that? I also don't mean that as disrespect that anybody that we pick in place of Freezy, but in my mind, Freezy's like a top 3 player remaining. So
yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Man,
I feel like we try to throw somebody from every single region onto this team.
Yeah, all right. Sure. Okay, so we've got India in a bees, right? So we don't want to go to anybody from Felines or Elite Titans. I feel like we could maybe go for HF. Maybe grab somebody from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I think we go. I think we go with Dalal. I think he's definitely one of the better players remaining. So I think that still gives Vague's team a fighting chance. But yeah, in my mind, Freezy's just too much of a demon to put him on that squad. I feel like that's too much.
Alrighty, lock it in. We're putting Dalal on the team alongside Vague and Abiz. I love that roster already. So we've given some hints as to where we would go for the remainder of the second round. Will Aerith take them for her next pick?
Wait. Y'all said what about Freezy?
We didn't say anything. We didn't say anything.
What?
Mate.
Wait, I swear. Wait, huh?
Nothing. You're an independent person here. You know, you can make your own.
Yo, you know what, Eric? You should just take him, bro. At this point, man. Like, don't take him, bro. I guess, man.
Wait, what region is he from?
Korea,
Eric, that's my former
CDM
teammate, bro.
for OUG.
Oh, yeah, I'll take Freezy. Thank you.
Alrighty, there we go. Somebody's listening, but not really listening.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We mentioned it briefly.
Nah, bro.
Freezy is joining OUG, the next pickup, the next big thing out of Garena, and he's a phenomenal
Bro,
player.
Cisco, you're trolling, bro. There's no way you didn't pick your ex-teammate, bro. You were trolling, bro.
That's crazy,
No,
dude.
You had this inside information. You did not pick him, bro.
What do you mean nobody knows him? He just got picked up by OUG.
I mean, that is. I would get mad.
No, because earlier Bobby kept talking about like, oh, you know, Tricky and Kelly, bro. So I was like, shaking my pants. I'm like, okay, no, I gotta secure those guys first. But like, nah, just told Freezy.
I mean, yeah, Freezy. He's been so consistent in Garena. He hasn't really gotten an opportunity on one of those top teams. But I think him getting picked up by OUG shows the recognition of the talent that's there. So that's a pretty solid pick for Team Earth.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Freezy does next week. Alrighty, Freezy off the board. Dozzy, we said that was Freezy was one of the top 3 that was still on the board, right, Bobby? So there's still 2 more of those players left to go. Dozzy, who do you got?
Wait, Freezy's still available?
Nope.
Nah, he's gone.
Let's see. How many Americans are still on this?
Americans. So are you saying like Americans or people that are playing from NA?
NA.
I don't think there's anyone that's playing from NA.
Yeah, not anymore because
like Jez is American, but he's playing with OUG, so he's in China.
Yeah.
So
Neil is the closest to being an American.
Yes.
proximity wise.
All right, I'll take Neil.
All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm actually. I thought it was my time.
I just don't understand why you have all these people that you wanted to draft that you didn't draft.
Yeah, you had
Bro,
the
it
choice.
just backfired so hard. I didn't expect you to talk so good about the players.
It's our
I
job.
was
What do
hoping
you
Aaron
mean?
could, like,
Hey,
think I'm
listen,
sarcastic.
there's still one demon on the board that I can't believe is still on the board. So there's still some
Yeah, I
opportunity
agree.
there.
I wonder if we're talking about the same player. I'm curious.
I feel
wanna
like
know
we
when
have
he
to be
goes.
talking about the same player.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Who?
we'll see. We'll see.
Who?
All right, Neil is gone. Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to talk about. Oh, Ganef gone. Sorry.
Yo,
Oh, gone.
is there any AR goat in Garena that I don't know
Any
Any
what?
Green?
on this list?
No, but what preceded the Garena in this sentence?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chat's kind of giving away
Get
who the remaining
bro.
demon is.
Yo, help me,
Yeah,
Cisco,
okay, I was
bro.
gonna say. Yeah, I was
Just
gonna say.
go
Just look at chat.
get Jabin,
All
bro.
right. Yeah,
All right,
nobody looks.
give me Griffin.
Wait. Ganef, it's not your turn yet. Ganef,
Complete opposite of us.
Ganef,
Yo,
no. It's not your turn yet. Wait, you got 10 minutes to wait. All right, you had a question, right, Ganef? What was the question?
is there any AR main on Garena on the list?
Oh, I
I
actually
think
don't know about
Jimmy
the
might
roles.
be an AR main. I'm not positive though.
Okay.
Because
all
I
right.
think I choose two shotgun players, right?
Yeah, but we gotta wait a minute. We gotta let everybody else draft before we get back to you.
Yeah. Alrighty. Tyrese, you're next up. You got cartels. Who else you got?
Can you tell me about Yato?
I can't.
He's from Garena.
I don't know nothing about him.
He plays
His
for
name is
TSM in
intriguing.
Garena.
Yeah.
That's
Very
crazy because
solid
all of
player.
a sudden
He's
you
the
guys aren't
goat.
saying anything.
Very solid
Yada's the
player.
goat. Yada's an OG goat. Pick him up. He's actually pretty good.
I think he was on that. No, he wasn't on the OG Blacklist team, was he?
He's been playing combo since the beginning,
okay,
bro.
wait. Uh, I'll go with 7.
Tyrese.
I'll go with 7. I played with him before. I like his
Yeah, there it is.
There's the
Tyrese
demon.
definitely didn't get that one up for chat. 100%. 100% was not looking at the chat.
Nah, I
Chat, you
played
ruined
with
it.
7 in one of Bobby's tournaments before.
Well,
Yeah, he was
that's
on my team,
understandable
bro.
then.
He was
That
low-key
man-
carrying all of us, bro.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
No,
he's
that
great.
was
And-
the one player that I was surprised was
Yep.
still on the board. So I think he's probably one of the best players in the whole tournament. So getting him that
Yeah.
late, that's a steal for sure.
That's crazy. I thought he would have gone before all the HF players. Like, really anybody else from Garena even. Like, I'm really surprised that he went this late in the draft for sure. Yeah, so that's a great pick. That's real good for your second pick, especially that late in the second snake. That's crazy. Alrighty, Space, you have your second pick here, the final of the second round. Do your second first, and then leave a space before the third.
Yo, let me get Jez. I'm trying to get Chinese ping.
Alrighty, just try to get Chinese feet. Not even hiding that he's trying to cheese the tournament, Bobby. We got to do something about this guy.
No, I mean that's a good pick too. Like Jez is he's very versatile. He showed that on the Soul roster last year. It took me a second to remember, but
That's actually New Gen Ninjas, you know.
New Gen Ninjas, yes, apologies. Very solid performances in champs as well. So Jez, great pickup for OUG, and I think a great pickup for Team Space as well. That team's looking pretty nice.
Yep, I like that pick. All right, so before we get the second pick, or the third pick, excuse me, from Space here, just a quick reminder of how everything has gone so far, including those second picks. So Space has Tech and Jez. Tyrese has Cartels on 7. Dozzy has Raf and Neil. Aerith has Kings and Freezy. Vague has Abiz and Dalal. Little B has Viper and AG. Ganef has Prevail and Solo. And Cisco has Warden and Khalid. So 2 picks per team. We are almost done with the draft. We have another set coming up in Space. You just picked Jez, excuse me. Who are you going to go with next?
Hey, who else is in China on this list? Who's the
Who is in
closest to China?
Probably Jabin? Javen, Jimmy, and Yato, I think, should all be in Garena.
Yeah.
Let me get Jabin.
Alrighty. I mean, I like it. You got like the pre-established chemistry there. It kind of makes sense. He played with Tech last season. It's a good pick, I think, when you look at the players left on the board, Bobby.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if Jabin's playing in Garena Masters right now. I actually haven't been watching Garena Masters. I hear my stream, I think.
I can have a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's been up to, but absolutely no question. I mean, that's experience that you got right there. That's a dominant sniper presence, and just like an overall cool guy to play with. He's very, very chill, and I think he's a great addition to the squad.
Yeah, for sure. And he is not, I believe, playing in Garena Masters, unless chat can correct me. I just double-checked it. So, yeah. So, no Jabin in Garena Masters right now. But regardless, I mean, like I said, pre-established chemistry, that's a good pick for the first of the third Snake draft. All right, Tyrese, you're next up. You got 7 previously. Who you going with next?
Yato.
Yato. Okay. Another player coming out of Garena. I like the little kind of chemistry you have there between 7 and Yato as well. You know, it wasn't going to be long, I think, before these other Garena players went off the board, Bobby.
Yeah, no question about it. You kind of figured it was a matter of time, and Yato definitely being one of the more experienced players on here, I think was a bit of a no-brainer. So, another solid pickup for Team Tyrese. That team's shaping up to look kind of scary.
For sure, yeah. Got some steals there later on in the second round of the draft. Alrighty, Dozzy, you got Raph, you got Neil. There's still some bangers on the board for you.
Okay. Okay. Tell me who's Nuke? Who is he?
Who is Nuke?
He's from Middle East.
Yes, he is.
Okay. And then who's Luigi? I'm deciding between those two.
That is a player from Felines from India.
Okay. I will pick Skulji.
Skulji? Dude, coming out with a couple of options, you're like, yeah, nah, never mind. I'm just going to go for
yeah,
Skulji.
never mind. I don't want either of them.
Yeah, it's too risky for me. I mean, at some point, Skulji was going to go, right? He was one of the biggest players, I think, left on the board. It makes total sense.
Oh, yeah. One of the biggest names and one of the best talents as well. A little bit surprised that he went this late in the draft, to be honest. But anytime you can get a godlike starting player in the third round of the draft, you will take him 100% of the time. So, Skull Guy, I think another very solid addition to Team Dozzy, even though prior to this he was only drafting for the West. He had to go East at some point. Pretty good time to do it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Arif, I know you've been scouting in the chat. I've seen what you've been doing. All right.
I'm scouting.
What have you got?
Yep,
have you got
yep.
anything back with a third pick?
Yeah, chat's saying Flirt. He's a Indian competitive player, from what I've heard.
Alrighty. Okay. All right. So
Let's
just
go
so
with
everyone
Flirt.
knows here, if this goes wrong, chat is to blame. This isn't Eric's fault. This
Agreed,
is totally
agreed.
everything on the chat. Alrighty. It's nice to see Flirt picked, I think, at this point in the competition. And you are going to have to start dipping into the pool of those 2 new Indian teams, Bobby. So it kind of makes sense that this is where we're going to start seeing those players picked up.
Yeah, and once again, this is where we're kind of entering into the point of players that I'm not even super familiar with. So Flirt is not somebody that I've gotten to see play a ton, but once again, we're going to see him for an entire season in CDM and excited to see what he can do in the event.
Yep. Great pick. Fleur is gone. So that, I believe, is the first player out of Elite Titans, which is one of the new teams competing in CDM this season. Vague, it's time for our pick, Bobby. It's time to cause some chaos. Who are we going to go? Should we go? What do we got so far? We got a player from India. We got a player from the Middle East. I mean, what regions are left if we on the board, right? Garena, Jibby's still on the board. We could give him Jibby. I don't know if that's too nice though.
Yeah, it does feel too nice. I don't know, but I do want to stick to what I originally said and try to get as many regions knocked out as possible. So I think we got to draft Jibby here.
Yeah, alrighty, let's do it. Let's lock in Jibby. Alrighty, Vega's got Team International going on. Owing
so I
to
can do
us.
Cisco officially has no Garena players.
Which
not
is
that, like,
nobody's fault but your own, Cisco.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
you
fair.
had a double choice. You could have picked anybody. You went for non-Garena
they
players.
just
Right? This is on
completely
you, bud.
backfired, man. They completely backfired. I'm cooked.
Oh god. Oh, you got good players, man. You got good players. You're not cooked at all. Alrighty.
It could be better though.
Dude, I flipping hate Bobby. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like, it's like I'm
Dude,
doing
I
my
know,
research.
bro.
Most
Like,
picks.
there's no
I was
reason
gonna
to glaze on
last
these
round. I
guys
was gonna
right
pick
now,
freaking
bro.
a bees. He picks a bees, and now I'm trying to pick GB, and he picks freaking G. Bro, oh.
You got some good names still on the board, man. Yeah, there's still some no names.
There's
Here.
plenty of talent if you know where to find it.
The score guy not picked.
Skull guy is
He's
picked.
gone.
This is rigged.
Is he picked?
Yes.
He's gone.
God damn. Yo, chat, help me out here,
Chat
please.
is literally helping you. Just look at
chat
it.
is streaming the same
Yo,
game.
chat, help me out.
Just get random, Logie. Just
Yo,
get him,
chat,
bro.
help. Random? No, hold on. That was my pick. Good one, Dazzy. All right, I see a lot of Zyros.
Okay.
I'll pick Zyro.
Alrighty. I like
Yeah.
it. It's another player. I don't know much about
guy.
Zyro. I mean, like I said, I don't really know much about the whole Elite Titans squad roster as a whole, Bobby. But I mean, look, if chat's saying Zyro's the guy, then Zyro's the guy. We gotta trust him.
Oh, no, 100%. I would say that's one of the better players remaining. He's been around Indian Comp for a while. He's always been on one of the top 3 teams in the region for the most part, but unfortunately, actually may have had a World Championship appearance back in 2022. I'm not 100%, but 100% he's been one of the most consistent players on that roster.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good pick. Alrighty. So Little B has Viper, IG, and Zyro now. Ganif, I see you. I know that you were pained that Zyro has gone in the chat. I saw no in caps. You weren't happy. You surely got a backup pick.
Oh.
Doesn't sound like it.
Give me random.
Random. Alrighty, dude. We're really dipping in this Elite Titans roster right now. That's another one. Bobby, any info, any knowledge on this guy?
I mean, random. It's kind of in that same pool as Zyro. A lot of experience, been on a lot of top teams in India, and I think definitely one of the better players remaining in this the player pool. So I'm assuming the majority of the captains are just going to draft based on chat for the rest of it, which I think is probably a pretty good approach because chat definitely has more information on these guys than any of you do.
Yeah. That's for sure. Chat has the source. This is the one time, guys, that Bobby will be gassing the entire chat. All right, this is the only time that unanimously Bobby is saying that you guys are goated. All right, so soak it in for now, for the moment you've got it. All right, Cisco, listen, you were happy and then you weren't happy with your picks, so you've now got 2 in a row. Again, same deal. Give us the first one, take a break. Give us the second one. Take your time.
Who have I drafted so far?
You have Warden and Khaled so far.
Okay, I'll take Tricky and Nuke.
Rubber.
It's fine.
It's fine. You know, whatever. All right, we got Tricky and we've got Nuke coming in for a Cisco to clear out that roster. All right, Tricky, I believe, coming in from... both of these players actually coming in.
Yeah, they're both from HF, I believe.
Yeah, alrighty. I mean, I like it. You're going to get a bit of chemistry with those picks, especially with Khaled on the roster. Is that the play here? Is it just all about the chemistry, Cisco?
I guess. I'm
Never
leaving,
mind.
bro.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'll see you guys on the tournament day, bro.
All right.
Alrighty. All right, listen. I'm trying to give him something positive to talk about. He's out. Cisco's not happy. He's got himself a good roster, though. He's got himself that chemistry, Bobby.
No, I think those are like really solid picks. You get an opportunity to throw 3 solid players from the same team together. I think that roster actually has a ton of potential, and obviously they're not the most recognizable names because we've not had Middle East compete in CDM or World Championships across the last few years. But I think it's a pretty stacked roster.
Yeah, all right, I like it. All right, so just a quick reminder, everybody, as to how the draft has gone so far. I'm going to give you guys an idea of the rosters as they currently stand. Technically, Cisco went ahead and got into the 4th set, but that's fine. So, from the top, Space has Tectonic, Jez, and Jabun. Tyrese has Cartels, Seven, and Yato. Dozzy has Raf, Neil, and Skullguy. Aerith has Kings, Freezy, and Flirt. Vague has Abiz, Dalal, and GB. Little B has Viper, AG, and Zyro. Ganef has Prevail, Solo, and Random, and then Cisco has his entire roster in Warden, Khalid, Tricky, and Nuke. So that leaves 7 players, I believe, on the board. Ganef, give us your final pick.
Learn. Give me that.
Learn. Brother, how the hell did Learn survive this long? He was just chilling on the board for the longest time. I am shocked that he has gone this late into the draft.
No, that's an absolute steal. There is no question about it. I think people know that Learn is the coach of Godlike, and so they automatically like put him down a peg, but any Bobby event that he's played in, he has played on par with, if not better than the rest of the players on his squad. I think just because the amount of experience that he has, he's still got the gunny, no question. That's the no question the steal of the last round.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think you're going to get a better last pick than that for sure. Little B, maybe you can prove us wrong. Maybe there is a better pick here than Learn.
Dude, I was gonna pick Learn, but it got cooked, so I have to figure it out. Chat, help. Who did I pick last pick? Let me know.
It's fully just conceding to chat here.
Don't make me put you on a timer.
Jesus.
Please do.
Yep. All right, put me on a timer. 1 minute timer. Hold on.
No, you have 5 seconds.
Brother, you don't get to decide how long the timer is.
Okay. It's a coin flip. Is Rebel still here?
Yes.
He is.
All right, I'll pick Master.
What? I don't know if that was a
All right,
slight
whatever.
to Revel or what.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is wild. Somebody clip that and send that straight to Revel. Alrighty.
Good night, guys. Wait, good night,
There
guys.
it is.
Look at the tournament, guys. Y'all getting smoked.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Little B's got some confidence. Alrighty, Master. He is off the board. I'd love that for a Rebel. He was like, yeah, we're picking Rebel. No, never mind. Master is gone. And that is somebody that chat was saying, though. It's another player from Elite Titans.
Oh yeah, and in my mind, once again, he's kind of in that same pool with Zyro. Lots of experience, been on a lot of these top teams. I think he actually nuked in India stage 3 or 4 one time. I believe it was stage 4 that actually happened. So he's a phenomenal final pick, and once again, one of the better players I would say remaining in this draft. I can't really go wrong with him.
Alrighty, that is Master out. Vague is in for his final pick, and we get to have fun. At this point, I don't think it's possible, Bobby, for us to pick somebody else from a different region here with Vague.
Nope,
I think we've picked out from everybody. So I guess at this point, we're looking for something fun. I don't want to give him Rebel. I think Rebel's the easy answer. I think that's too nice, right? I think we have to punish him for not being here. So, do you go like...
I'm going to say... I think Vague's kind of got a demon roster, and I want Cosmo to have the best chance possible at winning, so I want to throw Cosmo on there.
Yeah, we got to give Cosmo. This is like the only time in existence that Cosmo and Vague are going to interact on a tournament. I feel like this is the time to do it. Alrighty, let's do it. Let's put Cosmo on the roster. He's going to be very, very happy for himself. Cosmo will fill out Vague's team, which is a demon roster for sure. Aerith, I'm sure that you would have picked Cosmo. You can't anymore because he's off the board. Who do you got?
So from what I've gathered, I think Revel is the move here.
Yeah, I think you could say that.
All right. Yeah, let me get Revel.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm kind of, again, one of those names where it's just like, you know the player, he's been around for a while, Bobby. Like, it kind of makes sense that he's here. I'm kind of surprised he was left this late, though.
Yeah, I think chat was actually saying that he was the MVP of the CDM qualifiers coming out of India. So, obviously, he's been on one as of recently. Very, very big value to get him that late in the draft.
Cool. Thank you.
Alrighty. No problem.
Great.
All right, Aerith.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
All right. Good night, Aerith.
Good night.
Rebel is gone. So we have 3 picks left on the board. Dozzy, Tyrese, and Space. In that order. Dozzy, who are you going to take?
Nuke.
Alrighty. Nuke is off. I don't know if chat has been mentioning Nuke at all. I think there was a couple of
I'm pretty sure
mentions
Nuke's
of Nuke.
not available. Didn't he get
Oh,
picked?
yeah. He's not. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
Cisco. Bro, he's trying to take Cisco's pick.
Oh man.
We've got Luigi, Griffin, and Abyss, I believe.
Correct.
Luigi, Abyss, and Griffith.
Griffin.
Okay.
For reference, Luigi is from Felines, and Abyss
What's
and
that?
Griffin are from Elite Titans, which are both Indian teams.
Felines was the 3rd seed. Elite Titans was the 2nd seed.
Are any of them snipers?
No idea.
Couldn't tell you.
Chat, is any of them snipers?
Does he not have a sniper on his team?
Ah.
You got freaking Neil. Yeah, you got Neil
I was
and
gonna say,
Skull
you got
Guy. You
one.
don't need another
Yeah,
sniper.
What do you after snipers for?
You can only have one sniper.
I'm trying to make a phase clan. Okay. I'll pick. You said where's Luigi from?
He's from Felines. They're all 3 are from India.
Yeah.
All right. I will pick.
Oh my god.
Dude, we're gonna have to get the clock out in a minute
Good
for Dozzy over here.
Wait. Hold on.
Chat is telling you. Just pick who chat is telling you.
You're not even captain drafting. You chatting.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pick Abyss.
Oh my god, finally. Jeez.
There you
Alrighty, Abyss is the pick. And again, just another player from Elite Titans, one of the last remaining players. Chat is screaming it from the rooftops that Abyss needed to be picked. So he is now off the board, Bobby.
Yep, lots of experience there as well. I would say of the remaining players, probably the most experienced, very solid, very well-rounded. So I think a good way to round out Dozzy's final squad.
Alrighty. Tyrese, you not only get to pick your final player here, but you effectively get to give Space his as well. What do you got?
Which is Luigi or Cosmos like a SMG player? Like either or? Which one?
No idea.
Cosmo's
I'll
not
go with
available. You got
Cosmo.
Griffin and Luigi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Griffin and Luigi. I'll go Luigi.
Alrighty, we come for Luigi. I can't wait to learn. Honestly, I hope that Luigi's a great player, just so when inevitably I get to cast him, I can scream Luigi at the top of my lungs. I think that would be phenomenal. Yeah, he is going to round out Tyrese's team. Anything on Luigi here, Bobby?
I don't think I've gotten to see him play yet, so this will be a first time for me. I know he's one of the newer players in the Indian region. We'll see what he can do.
Alrighty, and that means Space. You can say who you want last, but it's not going to matter because you're getting Griffin regardless.
I pick Griffin.
Good one.
Honestly, I was hoping that you were going to say somebody else, but no, you got Griffin. And, I don't really know much about Griffin. I'm excited to learn about him.
Yep, I think he's a little bit newer in the Indian comp scene, but was definitely around last year and putting up a fight in some of those Indian tournaments that we saw. So not a bad last pick there either.
Alrighty, cool. Well, that's going to do it for the draft. We literally all the captains have pretty much left already. We still have Space and Tyrese remaining. So thank you so much, Space and Tyrese. Never mind, Space is gone as well. All right, thanks, Tyrese. Appreciate it. Enjoy your tournament.
You get a gold star, Tyrese, for being the last one here.
Alrighty. Okay, well, do we even need to bother moving? I don't think we even need to bother moving VCs at this point, Bobby. We're good to go. Alrighty, let's run through each team very quickly here before we close out the draft. Do we have the completed list?
We do. Should be up on the screen momentarily.
Alrighty, let's bring up the list of teams then when it's completed. Honestly, there's some banger teams here for sure. I mean, honestly, I think we've picked really well for Vague. I think we've done Vegas solid. Considering we weren't trying our hardest to give him the best possible players, like we avoided Freezy, for example, I think Vague has actually come out of this draft pretty damn well.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a pretty nasty squad. I feel like the first 2 rounds went about as expected, and so I feel like you almost have to go to who had the best 3rd pick in the draft, or maybe the best final pick in the draft for Who's the strongest? I don't know. I feel like Team Cisco is probably the most well-rounded out of all the squads.
Yeah, for sure. I like it as well. So let's talk a little bit about each squad here very briefly. So Aerith has Kings, Freezy, Flirt, and Revel. Again, I think Revel going that late is crazy, to be honest. The fact that she managed to get him is insane. I also think Freezy, she got very lucky that we were talking about Freezy in the way that we were when we were, because he's a great second-round pick.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Flirt went that early just because I don't know anything about him. So I'm curious if she maybe had an inside scoop right there on him being an up-and-coming player, but I'm curious to see what he can do with that squad.
Yeah, chat, just a heads up, by the way, Dozzy does not have cartels. He has Wrath. I assume that'll get updated here in just a second, unless it already has been. So Dozzy has Wrath, Neil, Skull Guy, and Abyss. That's also a pretty damn good roster. Skull Guy going as late as he did, I think, was a bit of a surprise for me. Cisco, Warden, Khalid, Nuke, and Tricky. I think that's a great roster, just solely because of the fact you have that chemistry from Khalid, Tricky, and Nuke all being on HF. I think that's a great pick for Cisco. He's done well there, even though he was frustrated with himself, Bobby, that he wasn't as happy with the picks as he would have liked to have been. Ganef gets Prevail, Solo, Random, and Learn. I think that's a great roster as well. Prevail for the first pick, and then Solo. You're not wanting for good shotgun players, for sure. Space goes for Tech, Jez, Jabin, and Griffin. I think, again, you got that kind of chemistry between Tech and Jabin. I think that's great. Little B, Viper, AG, Zyro, and Master. AG for the second round pick. That late was kind of insane. So good to see him get that when he did. Vague, we picked for him, as we talked about already. And then finally, we have Tyrese with Cartel, Seven, Yato, and Luigi. I think probably his biggest steal there is Seven, in my opinion. The fact that Seven went seventh in the second set of picks, just some insane picks. Any kind of final thoughts here? Anything you want to say about these teams?
Yeah, I think Tyrese's squad's pretty scary. I would have thought Seven would be like a top 5 pick at minimum. So getting him at the, I don't think it was necessarily at the end of the first round, or at the end of the second round, but getting him in the second round at all, I think was a huge steal. I don't think there's any one team I think is really going to dominate all the way through. Like I said, I think Team Cisco is probably the most well-rounded. But overall, I'm very excited to see what these guys are going to be able to do and getting an opportunity to showcase some of the new up-and-coming talent for the upcoming CDM season.
Alrighty. Okay, so that is the draft completed then. You have all 8 of our teams here for the first ever, the inaugural Cdbi. It is going to be a really fun time. And if you guys want to catch the tournament, you can do so on March 9th and 10th here at Bobby Plays streams. That'll be at 8 a.m. Central Time, I believe, on both of those days. I won't be there for the Monday. I know that makes the stream worse. I'm sorry, guys. I get it. But I will be there on Tuesday. However, you will have the dulcet tones of Bobby and Verdict running you through both days of action regardless, which means it's going to be epic no matter what. Bobby, I'm so excited, mate. It's going to be so much fun. We get like a sort of little pre-treatment of CDM action. This is going to be great.
Yeah, really excited for the lead up. It's a crazy time in COD Mobile Esports right now. Hopefully we're going to get the roadmap soon as well. So very, very excited for everything that we've got on the way. Appreciate you being here for the draft and excited for you to be with us on the day 2 action as well. But that should wrap up the stream. So big shout out to Call of Duty Mobile for making all of this possible. And big shout out to everybody that's going to be there for the event as well. Should be a fun one.
All righty. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
Thanks, Tyrese. Bye.